Good day to you all, or whatever it is. I have had to be absolutely savage with this editing because when I put phones, I hate them. When I put all the footage into DaVinci Resolve, I had like 3 hours of footage, so I've managed to pare this down to a little over half an hour, something like that. So yeah, and this isn't helping because now I'm waffling and lost my train of thought. So I'm releasing two versions. One like uncut version, so bits where I'm stripping down the water pump and stuff like that. That's in the longer video and stuff like that. So if you're interested in seeing how I did it, like a maths exam, show your workings, then you can watch that video, which I'll release at the same time. So yeah, roll intro. Right, let's talk engine. So the problem I've got is that these beds just look like rust and they're not really attached to the wooden beds below very well, and they're moving when the engine starts, bouncing all over the place. So it's either them or the mounts. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to start the engine up. I've disconnected the gear box transmission cable so that I can rev the engine on its own and try and get it started and revved up so that it takes the out of it. Anyway, battery's on, charged. Now leave it for 15 or 20 seconds. I don't like the fact that I just heard a lot of water moving. Switch the seacock on so she can get some cooling. I really don't like that noise whatsoever. Then we'll give her a go. Oh, it's running! We're releasing. I mean, that wasn't too bad, was it? So, we've got a leak. It looks like it's at the impeller, which is okay because I've got another impeller to go in there anyway, so I'm doing that job either way. She's geared to squeak. I don't know what it is that's squeaking. She's not been run really in 3 years or more, so well, there's not milky or anything. Basically, there wasn't very much water out of the back. Seacock was on and it's now off. That's probably because most of it's coming out of here instead of going into the exhaust. So
I'll clean out the strainer, I'll replace the impeller, I'll do a full service, and then we'll get her going again and see what she looks like. Yeah, something like that. First job I'm going to do is sort that leak out on the raw water pump. Took the old impeller off, counterclockwise, made sure I remembered the direction. I broke that when I got it off, but you can see from the thing it's quite focus. It's quite worn anyway, and it wanted doing. But in the kit that I've got, I can't see my, there it is, the new impeller, oil and water seals for the raw water pump, new gasket, 2 random screws that probably go somewhere. So I'm going to strip the raw water pump off altogether and do all the seals. Let's have a look. So this is the raw water pump. I've taken the impeller out of there, and the leak might be out of the back. What concerns me is that this has got a nut on here, which leads me to believe the threads might be goosed. Let's hope they're not. No, they're going to be. So a water inlet comes in, turny, that way though, sends the water around and then up out of yonder pipe into the engine. I just know those threads are going to be stripped. Yeah, let's get it off and deal with it. Right, this is what we've got. You can see that the oil's been leaking out of it a little bit, so that O-ring definitely needs replacing, but I have got it there. Still none the wiser what those screws are for. Oh, they might be 2 new screws for the front plate, but I have a different front plate, because what I actually have is this speed seal by somebody or other. True Marine, something like that, which is supposed to be a lot better. So I'll probably just replace that O-ring, or I might even just put some liquid gasket on it. So now I need to get that circlip out. Trouble is, well, I'll have a guess. Yeah, not got circlip pliers. So I'll give it a clean up, and then I might go and see my buddy the shipwright and see if he'll just knock that out for me. Well, pull it out for me. Yeah. I've been thwarted. I've not got a circlip plier, and I can't get hold of one because El Shipwright's not around. So I'll order one, do it tomorrow. In the meantime, I'll do the anode. So the sacrificial anode is in there. Nice and tight. Should be able to get a spanner in there though. And then we'll see if it's actually got anything left on it. So as you can see, it is absolutely full of crud, which means the water channels are probably absolutely full of crud, which means I may be in a lot of trouble. What can I do? Not much. Well, it's 2 hours later. I had a kit, you can't see my hands, I'm doing this. I had a kit with the new anode and a little rubber thing in and all the rest of it, and cannot find it anywhere. I only had it yesterday. For such a small boat, it doesn't often swallow up things. So yeah, this is the anode that I removed. This is what it should look like. So that was basically doing nothing. I've stuck my fingers in the water in where the anode goes, and there's just a bit of scum around where this was inside the block, rather than it being completely jammed. So I've got hope. So we'll get this cleaned up. My little kit that came had a little piece of rubber that went between the anode and the plate to act as a seal. Unfortunately, this one doesn't. So I'm going to use a bit of gaskety stuff, and the nut that goes in will keep continuity between this and the plate, even if there is a little bit of gasket around it. So should be okay. Et voila. Never the one you try, is it? Yeah. That'll do for me. The beep of goodness. Right. That's that for up here. Clean all the other side off on the engine now and get it refitted. I'll see you over there. So that little bit down there with all that white scumminess is the face of the thing that's the what's it's gonna go on to. So clean her off with a bit of scratch. I don't want to knock too much crap off inside in case it gets blocks of water channels, so I'm just going to have to flush the engine with some acid or something, but that's a job for another day. We didn't do the test, did we? So between that plate we should have some continuity. I have some whatsits, them things. So what's the betting this goes straight down the bilge? Didn't. Oily. Use my super fantastical, highly technical tool. Poink. So inside there is the water seal. No, that must be the oil seal. There must be a water seal behind that. So what I think has happened, and I think the water seal's gone, and I think these holes are designed into it so that if the water seal goes and the water gets past it, it will drop out rather than putting pressure and pushing into the oil and destroying your engine. That's what I think. I might be wrong. That's what I'd do. God, it's scummy. So yeah, there must be the seals in there. Well, I don't know what that was. Ignore the hammer. I'll pretend that I didn't just use a massive hammer on a itty bitty little pump. But she's out, and you can see sort of it has a metal ring that was inside of the little, it's not a bearing, sealy wheelie mod angry thingy, and that was what was a problem. So I managed to definitely not hammer a screwdriver through it, and definitely not nearly destroy the inside of this, but there's not actually any damage, so well, not much. Good enough. Stop recording. Yeah, I got distracted and watched football, so I can't remember what I was last talking about, but let's rebuild her. This is like a lubrication-y stuff. Water seal in first. If you want to know which way around a seal goes, generally, if there's a gap in it like that, a lip, then that goes towards the pressure. So if you imagine the pressure goes in there and it forces that open and creates a better seal. So the lip usually goes towards the pressure. I need a something. That'll probably do it. I think the squeegee weegee stuff is actually for the impeller, but we'll steal some. Yeah, that's gone all over me. I mean, this is probably the worst thing that I could possibly do. Knowing me, oh god, oh, it's going everywhere. And everybody will just be screaming, no, you can't put that stuff in there, it won't seal, or something. Oh, it doesn't smell good. Right, anyway. Will that fit in there? Not really. In theory, if I put that on there like that and do that, it should direct it straight into where I want it. That almost worked. And if we get this socket, I can push it down into place. Well, that's good and seated. That's that bit. And this bit, can you see anything? Has that just dropped? And then this bit is stopping the oil for going that way, so the lip goes that way. In theory. Oh yeah, I've dropped that everywhere. Oh. That's perfect for that. Oh yeah, she's in there. Ta-da! What do I do now? Oh, twizzly, whizzly, doodaddy thingy. Where's that gone? Stop recording. Told you about this boat, I know how it keeps stealing things from me and hiding things. I actually hid it behind a screwdriver. Oh. And I've got some little oily stuff I'll stick it on. Gets oil from the engine, but you know, you got it, flaunt it. I actually just put a bit on the shaft so it slides through nicely. That's very satisfying. And it's far tighter than it was. Before you could just spin it and spin it sort of thing, which shows how bad the seal was. put the little sure clip back in. And she's basically good to go. Obviously I'll give her a little bit of a clean. I'll make sure this mating surface is nice and bonny. And new O-ring for it. Kadoop. And we'll get her back on the engine. Had I may as well put the impeller in now? I think so. I've never done this. Not sugar. I just put it all over everywhere, sod it. Right, propeller turns counterclockwise. That don't feel right to me. That's how it works. I'm calling that good enough. Right, I'll just get it all tidied up and everything. Stop recording. Rito, as you can see, thin pellers on, all bolted back into situ. The anode's on, obviously. I don't know if you remember, but this was what was forced onto the bottom of the raw water pump. And as you can see, that clip isn't even on the barb. So what I've done is knocked up a little reducer so that the 1/2 inch seacock will go onto the whatever it is, 15mm raw water pump out of a couple of fittings. Can't get the lid off the strainer. It's really properly seized up, so I'm actually gonna strip that off, take that back off, take the strainer off altogether, and try and beast it while it's not attached, so I don't put any stress on the skin fitting or anything. Yeah, that's the next job. Well, there's the problem. That's just fell out of the bottom of the strainer just as I've taken it off and plonked it there. Do I just switch that on and let some water through? Yeah, we can do that. I mean, that tiny little valve is all that's sort of stopping my boat from sinking at the minute, but... Oh yeah, water. Anyway, sea strainer. So I'm going to strip everything off it. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to take that off. I might replace that barb. I could have just replaced the barb instead of getting a different size hose. Oh. It doesn't matter now. I might actually go and get another one of them barbs, but the right size of the thing, and eliminate that joint. Oh, what an idiot. Why you not think? Yeah, I'm going to strip everything off it because everything's had its day. Don't know how I'm going to get this lid off. I might end up knocking it with a hammer, you know, because that's how I do everything. Right, I persuaded it gently to undo. Let's see what the state of her is. A filtery thing. Actually, not really that bad. You can't see. I'll insert magical B-roll of being able to see inside it. Not actually that bad. Bottom's a bit gunky, but I think I'll just go and clean her out with some seawater and give her a brush and call it right. Okay, managed to unscrew this. What I did is I managed to get a socket on it just about, and I went to the dock and I put, you know, like the metal cleats, I put the horn of one of the cleats inside it to stop that rotating, and then I could get the leverage on that. So that's that undone. I've cleaned it out. It's full of like scale and I can't get the scale out, and I've not got the stuff to do it, so there's still plenty of room around the filtery thing, so it'll be right. I'll just clean off all the threads and everything, put some new PTFE on it and clean everything up, or something such like. But you don't need to see that, it's just me faffing. She's on. Yeah, there's no point in filming me putting it back together, it's just a thing. So I've left the seacock hopping, and I'll leave it there for, well, I might just try and start the engine. Everything's in, isn't it? I'm going to start it without the alternator belt on. And then I can find out if it was the alternator that was squeaking or if it's something that I need to investigate more. I've got a new thermostat, I'm just waiting for that to be delivered. Sod it, let's start her. Gear. She bloody runs. So I don't know if you heard me, but I put her into forward gear, and there wasn't any sort of undue movement. It didn't go any worse or anything. So that day when I first started it, I don't know if it's possible, you'll have to let me know, but I wonder if the engine started backwards, if it backfired, went the wrong way, and that's why it was so terrible, or if it had just been because it hadn't been started in so long. But I'm getting good water out of the back. I'll leave the seacock open now, see if anything leaks. But yeah, get in there! Das belt is on. So I sanded all the crud out of the V grooves, put the new belt on. And yeah, I've just ran her for about 20 minutes or so. She knocks like a bag of spanners on a thing that would make it knock a lot. When she's at low revs at idle. But apparently they all do that, you know, loads of movement. Obviously it's made worse by the shocking state of my engine mounts. But ran her for 20 minutes, no horrible smoke out the back, no steam out of the exhaust to show that it's overheated or anything. Yeah, nothing's leaking, she's alive. The fuel is scummy, so I'm going to clean out all the fuel system at some point, but engine works ish.
And that, as they say, is that. Because that is as far as I got with the engine. But it runs. Next job on the engine list, or next jobs, obviously replace. I've got new mounts for it. I managed to get some for 200 quid instead of 500 quid, which is a bonus. Get new of the metal plates made up. I'll get John Street to do that over the water there. And then I've got some engine flush stuff, so I'll rig a circuit up and let it run and try and descale all the engine and stuff like that. So they'll come up in a few weeks when hopefully YouTube's going to pay me out some money this month. I think I made 150 quid last month, so I'll get that in the bank, so I'll be able to get the beds made up then. Yeah, that's that, I think. Adios. Snazzy outro music, and then maybe a blooper. What am I saying? And that, as they say, is that.